Hello, welcome and compliments of the season. This is Business Breakfast coming to you live from our studio here in Lagos, the nation's commercial capital. I am Omobolanle Adeshui. Coming up on the show today, our searchlight is on Buhari's major economic policies in 2021 and how they have impacted the economy. The economic policies of the Buhari administration in the year under review covers fiscal policies, monetary policies with reference to taxation, CBN forex ban, and other government interventions. The weaknesses, loopholes, success recorded, and impact on the economy of these policies form our point of discussion on the program today. This is Business Breakfast. Now let's begin with some top stories. With the growing asset due to business expansions, among other factors, Asset Management Corporation of Nigeria, AMCON, between 2020 and 2017 has collected 66.5 billion naira from 12 banks operating in the country. The 12 banks are Access Bank PLC, United Bank for Africa PLC, Zenith Bank PLC, FBN Holdings, and Guarantee Trust Holdings PLC. Others are Fidelity Bank PLC, Stanbic IBTC Holdings PLC, Union Bank of Nigeria, FCMB Group PLC, Sterling Bank PLC, Wema Bank PLC, and Unity Bank PLC. The corporation charges 0.5% of banks' total assets on and off balance sheet items, and it is a statutory levy imposed by Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, on all banks operating in Nigeria. The CBN, pursuant to Section 9C of the AMCON Amended Act 2015, informed the banks of the shortfall in contributions to the Banking Sector Resolution Cost Sinking Fund for 2016 and 2017. The rise in bad loans and the need to save the banking industry from imminent collapse prompted the federal government to set up AMCON in 2010 with a 10-year mandate. And the National Development Plan, NDP 2021 to 2025, which is expected to succeed the Economic Recovery and Growth Plan, ERGP document, is projected to have an investment of 348 trillion naira, equivalent to $850 billion. To ensure the NDP implementation does not suffer typical setbacks associated with government plans, finance experts at the just concluded Nigeria Public-Private Partnership Network Forum 2021 in Lagos said that for government to unlock the barriers to private sector funding, it must put in place appropriate legal and institutional framework, build capacity, inject skill set across sectors, and strengthen regulatory institutions. The experts concluded that the basic must be right and all necessary due to diligence done before the country will be able to leverage public-private partnership PPP as an alternative way of infrastructure and social amenities procurement to meet the 2021-2025 NDP. There was a reduction in electricity load allocation to some distribution companies on Tuesday as power generation on the grid dropped by 571.5 megawatts when compared to what was generated the preceding day. Industry figures seen on the 24-hour grid performance dashboard show that the peak power generation on Monday, December 27, 2021 was 4,761.7 megawatts, but this plunged to 4,190.2 megawatts as at 6 a.m. on Tuesday. The drop in power generation led to a reduction in the quantum of electricity allocated to distribution companies, as the Abuja Electricity Distribution Company, for instance, informed its customers that these had warranted supply interruptions. The DISCO explained that the electricity load decrease led to supply disruptions in more than 10 areas in the Federal Capital Territory on Tuesday. The Transmission Company of Nigeria manages the allocation of electricity load to power distributors, and this depends on the quantum of electricity produced on the grid. The Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission, NUPRC, on Tuesday said it was set to close out the 2020 Marginal Feed Build Round program. It said the NUPRC had put in place all necessary machinery to progress the bid round exercise to conclusion in line with the Petroleum Industry Act 2021. The Chief Executive Officer of the Commission, Gbenga Komolafe, in a notice to participants of the program on Tuesday, indicated that an in-house work team had already been constituted to deal with outstanding issues. He said the issues include distilling and addressing the concerns of awardees with a view to closing out matters affecting multiple awardees per asset and formation of special purpose vehicles by awardees in line with the respective letters of award. Komolafe, in a statement issued by the Commission, enjoined awardees with the indicated issues to avail themselves of the resolution mechanism provided by the NUPRC in the overriding national interest. He added that the 45 days period for payment of signature bonus by successful awardees as stipulated in the marginal field guidelines had lapsed. And that's it for now from the top business stories. Coming up, our focus is on Buhari's major economic policies in 2021 and how they have impacted the economy. We will be back in a moment to discuss this further. Please stay with us.
Dry Cleaners Limited, professional dry cleaners, best in dry cleaning and laundry services that meets the needs of our consumers. Yeah, Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Yeah, for clean wash and quick delivery. Yeah. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. For clean wash and quick delivery.
Swift Dry Cleaners. Clean wash, quick delivery.
Mama, you're coming to Lagos. Banga. Baby, Mama just called me now. She's coming to see you. She asked me to tell you to make banga soup for her. And she's close to the house. Oh.
How do you expect me to prepare banga in just few minutes?
I have a solution for you.
Really?
If you sabi cook the banga, you no go enter my family.
Pali banga is used in making other exotic dishes such as banga jollof rice, banga efo riro, banga asaro or yam porridge, banga egusi, and many more. Pali banga is easy to open, no preservatives, no cholesterol, and no coloring. Approved by NAFDAC. Manufactured by Pali Agro Products Limited. Available in all leading stores and supermarkets nationwide.
Pali banga, natural palm fruit extracts for tasty African cuisine.
Powerful looks command respect, they say. The perfect body, the perfect grooming, and ultimately the perfect skin. Looks, style, and grooming makes the ultimate man. I've found a ridiculously easy way to make my skin always feel epic. My name is Neo. I found Blemiviv, and now my skin finally makes sense.
True unripe plantain flour is 100% natural flour gotten from the processing of unripe plantain. It contains no addictive and has a net content of 500 grams. True unripe plantain flour contains vitamin A, B6 and C. It is gluten-free and rich in calcium. Consuming true unripe plantain flour helps to build and strengthen stronger bones and can be a great meal for diabetic patients. It decreases your chances of constipation as it has a high fiber content and provides you with a low-fat diet. Here are some steps to prepare your true unripe plantain flour. Firstly, mix true unripe plantain flour with hot water in a pot and gradually add water till you achieve desired thickness. Place over medium heat and turn very well for 4 to 5 minutes to get the right texture. Mold into a ball and place in the bowl and allow to cool. Serve with your choice of soup. True unripe plantain flour can be eaten with any variety of soup, be it your ofe oha, ofe onugbu, begiri, ewedu, or your miyan kuka. To get your true unripe plantain flour, contact us at 12 Olowera Isheri Road by First Welder bus stop off Omole Phase 2, Olowera, Lagos, Nigeria, or call 070-6663-8213 or 081-6397-4447. Distributors are needed nationwide.
Oh boy, winning you was so easy.
I just couldn't stand those your powerful shots. That's what happened.
Really? Let's go to my place for dinner.
This fufu is so nice.
It's true unripe plantain flour.
True unripe plantain flour is delicious.
Yes, true unripe plantain flour is what I serve my husband for swallows. It's easy to prepare, fortified with vitamin A, low in sugar and cholesterol, rich in fiber that helps the heart, builds and strengthens the bone, and his energy level is boosted.
True unripe plantain flour, no additives, 100% natural, a product of Pali Agro Products Nigeria. True unripe plantain flour, available in all leading stores nationwide.
You go enter market, just make you go buy fresh palm fruits. When you reach house, you go wash, you go pound, your body go dey pain you, even your fingernails go dey pain you. But make una no worry, make una relax. I get good news for una. Una don hear of Banga fresh palm fruit extract. All you need to do now make you go for the open am. Take the amount wey you want, put am for your pot. Which soup you wan make? Shey na egusi, shey na ogbono, shey na vegetable, shey na banga. My sister no waste time again. My brother no waste time again. Just go buy Banga fresh palm fruit extract. They go know say you sabi cook and you be better cook.
Banga, come make your food yummy.
Distributors needed nationwide. Phone number 081-6397-4447, 080-3564-4436, 070.
Glad to know you're still there. Now, despite the unprecedented challenges faced in the year 2021, a lot of policy formulation were carried out by regulators in Nigeria. Material amendments were made to monetary and fiscal policies to address pressing issues which had plagued the economy. Now, in the first part of the program, some of the policies introduced in the year under review would be discussed in comparison with the preceding year. Now let's take a look at some of the policies which include CBN Forex ban to the BDCs, the implementation of the value-added tax in January, the passage of the Petroleum Industry Bill, amongst others. Now, the government, however, has attributed the performance of the country's GDP to its many policies, and a look at the state of Nigeria's economy in the year under review shows that the economy has been on a positive trajectory. Now, the first quarter gross domestic product up marginal by 0.51% and 5.01% in the second quarter. The economy continued the base effect in the third quarter with a 4.03% increase. There are arguments about whether the performance of the economy was as a result of the government policies or not. Now let's make sense of this conversation right away. Dr. Leke Ebenezer is an economist. He joins us now. Thank you so much for joining us, Dr. Leke.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me on the show.
And compliments of the season to you.
Yeah, same to you. Thank you very much.
What's your impression on some of the policies initiated in the year with regards to implementation? Now, one of the highlights of those policies is the Forex ban on the BDCs. How would you describe the level of its success and generally the policies that were raised by the President Muhammad Buhari administration?
Okay, thank you very much for asking that question. Before I go to the issue of the Forex ban to BDCs, I need to emphasize the fact that when this government came into power, one of the things that they really want to focus on, or one of the agenda they had, was developing the economy through expansion of economic activities. And I think the CBN governor, Godwin Emefiele, is working tirelessly to achieve the dream of this administration. Now, all the policies that the government have been making and have made long before now, they are all driven towards what can the country achieve at the immediate and at least medium term. Because they realize that trying to pursue a long-term goal will affect a lot of things in the economy. So they have to come up with some of these policies that you see, like Forex ban, like VAT, like every other regulations that came up, prudential guidelines. But going back to this CBN ban sales of Forex to BDCs, now, the argument of the federal government through the CBN is the fact that the BDCs are used as a conduit pipe for illicit funds. And you know, at every given time in any economy, the government is responsible to monitor the supply of money. Supply of money means the amount of money that is circulating in the economy over a given period of time. Because if the money that is circulating is too much, it will lead to inflation. If the money that is circulating is too small, it will lead to deflation. So it is the responsibility of the government through the CBN to ensure that supply of money is stable. And one of the tools that you use to enable stability of supply of money is regulating the foreign exchange. So the foreign exchange ban to BDC was not targeted at any group of people or set of people. It's a policy that it is necessary at this time to avoid imbalances in the economy in the area of supply of money.
So however, would you say it's been effective, Dr. Leke? Would you say the ban has been effective in tackling the issue of illicit funds?
Now, that's not what I'm saying. Now, having said that it was necessary to curb illicit funds, and so government has to make efforts by saying, okay, what tool of monetary policy can we use to to regulate supply of money, which is one of it is, the foreign exchange regulation. However, where the government is missing it is the fact that if you are trying to block leakages, maybe you have several holes in a place, like 3, 4, 5, and then you just block 1 or 2, and there are 3 that are still left, you will end up not achieving what you plan to achieve, and that's where the government is making mistakes. So the fact that this ban has come up has not stopped illicit fund transfer, but then government had to make the moves at least to make sure that on their own part they are trying to block all the loopholes through which illicit funds are moved, in and out of the country. So that's why I said, as much as it's a good policy to regulate supply of money in the economy to avoid inflation or deflation, it is also important that government will look at other, factors that are affecting movement of illicit funds within and outside the country, which I feel the government is not doing enough as regards that area.
Dr. Leke, can you hear me? Hello, Dr. Leke. Okay, looks like... Dr. Leke, are you still here? Okay, looks like Dr. Leke is no longer with us. We'll try to reconnect with Dr. Leke, but we're still looking at the tax policies and the different, economic policies. Oh, okay. Thank you for staying with us, Dr. Leke. So I was asking if the forex ban to BDCs was really effective in achieving its objectives, considering the fact that the dollar scarcity still persists. Dr. Leke?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Did you hear the question?
No, please come again.
Okay, so I asked if the forex ban on BDCs is effective in tackling the issue of illicit funds, especially seeing that the dollar shortage still persists.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, that the ban of the forex to BDC has not solved the problem. Why? Because when you are trying to solve the problem, a macroeconomic problem through monetary policy tools, you have to look at corresponding tools that will be used to solve the problem that we create. Now, let me put it this way. Now, the way Nigeria is that if you make a policy to solve a particular problem, before you know it, another problem is created. And so government they've not been able to unravel the strategy as to how are they going to use some tools of monetary or fiscal policy together to be able to really address any problem they are trying to solve. So the ban of forex to BDC has not solved the problem the government is trying to solve. Why? Because there are other loopholes that are creating the problem that the government is not addressing. And that was the point I made the first time. Until when the government sit down and look at it holistically, that look, if we want to curb illicit funds, ban of forex to BDCs is not the only policy we have to make. There are other monetary and fiscal policy tools that we have to use simultaneously, so that even if at all we can't eradicate the problem, we can bring it to the barest minimum. So I expect that the government should look at all other tools like moral suasion is a monetary policy tool that is also to be used. These are these special directives, because if governments come out to make a law about monetary policy, about regulation of money in the economy, you call that special directives. Now, that tool alone is not enough. So there are other tools like moral suasion, like where you have to call a kind of meeting and get all the banks involved and call all the BDCs and then ensure all the licensed people that are in Bureau de Change, call all of them together, you do a meeting, you let them understand why they should not be a conduit pipe for illicit funds and why the economy needs to grow at this time. But if you are just solving the problem with one hand, the way Nigeria is that if you block one hole for us to eat, we can always
other holes will show up. Now, what are the areas that require adjustment, especially when we look at the ban on importation of more than 40 items that, of course, the federal government effected in 2017? Dr. Leke?
Yeah, Muchu, can you please come again with that
Talking
question?
about the ban on forex, on importation of foreign items, especially over 40 items were banned in 2017. In what areas do you think adjustments need to be made? Recently, we saw the House of Rep calling on the CBN to review its ban on the over 40 items. What areas do you think the federal government needs to look at?
Okay, before I quickly address that question, of course, Section 20 or Section 1 of the CBN Act provides that the currency, anything that has to do with foreign exchange, Section 1 or Section 2, empowers the CBN to regulate issue of forex on some certain set of products. And now, the argument of the government for placing ban on those about 40 products is the fact that if the economy can internally produce some of those things by ourselves, that will help the economy to grow. Because if they make it difficult, that people are not able to get, foreign exchange, it will limit the rate at which people bring goods into the country. And when it limits that, it makes the economy to be productive. And then when there is increase in productivity, there will be increase in national income and there will be increase in economic development. That was the initial understanding of the government for them to place ban on those about 40 items. However, where they got it wrong is the fact that the Nigerian economy is not domestically ready to produce some of those products that they place ban on. Now, if you place ban, one of the products includes cement.
Yes.
And then you just pick some items that you feel, we have enough, or we should be able to do it locally. Meanwhile,
are you saying we're not domestically ready to provide enough cement locally?
We are not domestically ready to provide some of those products to place on ban. Because if your initial intention is that when you place those products on ban, that would stimulate the internal manufacturer or producers to produce those products. And we are not internally ready. Because for you to be able to manufacture or create any product, there must be an enabling environment by the government. Only the producer or the manufacturer's efforts cannot produce some of these products because you cannot operate outside your environment.
And it looks like it's being monopolized as it is right now, especially when you talk about cement.
Yes, you understand. And what impression are you even giving an average individual on the street? They would think, for you to be placing ban on a product like cement, you are trying to make someone to monopolize the product. I don't want to mention name, but I'm very sure everybody knows what I'm talking about. So, and government should not be making policies that presupposes that you are protecting some people and their business at the expense of other people.
But do you align yourself with that school of thought?
I didn't get that.
In wrapping up, do you align yourself with that school of thought, the fact that the federal government makes those policies to favor some kind of people?
Yes, I did not really align myself with that school of thought. However, it's showing like that because at times you might not really mean something, but your attitude or the way you are doing it will suggest that that's what you are trying to achieve. So to me, and to some other people, it is suggesting that government is deliberately doing that to, motivate some businesses or help some individuals to expand in their.
All right, in wrapping up, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts as regards the economic policies of this administration as a general overview?
Okay, there are so many things they got wrong, even though there are some things they got right when it comes to the economic policy. At every given point, the goal of every government, which we call macroeconomic goals, include price stability, full employment, balance of payment, and economic growth. Now, these governments have been doing everything that is not supporting price stability, which is one of the macroeconomic goals. And they've not gotten it right in that area. In the area of balance of payment, we are not getting it right. All the policies they make is not helping us, because balance of payment has to do with the balancing of import and export of products within and outside the country. In the area of economic growth, they got some policies right, but they got so many other ones wrong. Some of the ones they got right is the issue of trying to make sure that interest rate is giving a close look to ensure that it's not affecting people a lot, and also cash reserve ratio, trying to make sure that the amount of cash available for investors through the bank is more. They got that one right. However, so many other things were gotten wrong.
All right, Dr. Leke, we'll have to leave it there. We'll have to leave it there for today. Thank you so much for your take on the show this morning. I've been speaking with Dr. Leke Ebenezer. He's an economist, and he's been talking to us about the economic policies of the Buhari administration in 2021. Thank you so much for joining us, and have a great day.
Thank you for having me.
Still to come, after this break, our focus is on Buhari's economic policies, but this time we're narrowing it down to value-added tax. Please stay with us. Now, welcome back. Value-added tax implementation began in January 2021, and Nigerian businesses have had to adjust to the tax regime of the government. In the second part, we review this policy and how it has impacted the economy. Now, Nigeria recorded a total tax collection of about 8.8 trillion naira in the last 5 to 7 years, translating to a tax to GDP ratio of 6.1%. But of this figure is yet to reflect in the economy, as the government has continued to borrow to fund its project. Joining me is Dr. Akin Fatuke. He is a chartered accountant, and he joins us for more analysis on this issue. Thank you so much for joining us, Dr. Akin Fatuke.
Bolanle, thank you very much. When did you give me doctorate? Okay, I think I better just pursue that.
All right. Now, the government...
Compliments of the season to iBrand and compliments of the season to Nigerians.
Compliments of the season to you too, sir. Now, the government began the implementation of the value-added tax in January. How do you think this has impacted the economy?
Now, let's put things in perspective. We have this Finance Act 2021, which is the third in the series that followed 2019 and 2020. And so, even though it says 2021 is going to be effective from 2022, hopefully, with Mr. President signing the budget on Friday, all things being equal. And of course, in that budget proposal that have been budget acts, hopefully that will become law from January 1, 2021, issues surrounding the question you just asked me about the new
value-added tax.
The new VAT, and amongst a few is that it's going to be mandatory for individuals to have TIN. That's always been there, but it's not going to be much more pronounced for individuals to operate bank accounts, and then the imposition of 7.5% VAT online transactions, including social media. My take is that if we are serious about it, it is going to help us. I'm talking generally now. It's going to help us to rake in some additional funds into the coffers of government. But that's just one leg of it. The debit aspect of it is how is it going to be utilized? Are we sure that we are spread to the wider tax net that we should be looking at? In any case, appropriation. How is it being appropriated? And how what will you call it? How fair is it in the kind of spread and how we decide to share? Don't forget, we see how issues surrounding how VAT should be shared, should be administered, which from all intents and purposes as we speak today, is still not as equitable as we expect. It's in the court of law. I don't want to say anything more than that. But I see situations where the implementation of the VAT, if it can, even with the little that we are getting from corporates, and they're not so corporates, but who are within the tax net and those who already have TIN number, if you can apply it in a much more judicious manner, and our blinds are aware that the lanes who are our rulers are not doing away with the download that is being fried and that is equitable to all. It is one of the best things that I think will happen. But the other side of it, of course, is that we should widen the tax net through technology, through suasion, through making sure that the process of collection is made much more easier for my mother, my father, your grandmother, and your grandfather in the village, your niece and cousins who are not as lettered, and then they have better incentive to making sure they come onto the tax net.
All right, let me come in there. Let me come in there, Mr. Akin. Now, you talked about the fact that this value-added tax would help to rake in more funds for the revenue, but isn't this more burden on Nigerians? And there are other ways, other means by which the federal government can rake in funds to boost the revenue?
Yes, but I like the way you asked that question. I like the way you asked that question. You're not the only one that is asking that question. Hey, you know that? Now, let me interpret the question you've asked me now in another way. Why are you asking me to pay more tax now? That is why we're not in the tax net. Or those of us who, in fact, when it was 5%, why are you now raking it out to 7.5% and all that kind of thing? Because there are the other ways. And my question is, in other jurisdictions, it's actually higher than that.
And the argument against that would be that those people have the infrastructure to back up the tax they're paying.
Thank you very much, Bolanle. And it's higher because they see the result of what they are paying for. Bolanle, if I can tell you that make a choice, an economic decision, make a choice now, that by the time in the next 20, 25, 30 years, by special grace, you are still alive with your family, and you need health care, that you can walk straight to the next street and then get medical health care that is going to cater for you, even after 20, 25, 30 years. And that's the only way that you can get to that level is for you to pay additional taxes versus, please don't pay the tax now. It's a burden. And, and all that kind of stuff. But come 20, 25 years' time, you may not have, in fact, this would have gotten worse. You have to take a decision. Or the education of your children is going to be such that we don't know now how to make educational tourism to Ghana and to Benin Republic. We can still do it here. The point is that two wrongs will not make a right. One, two. If the other bit of it, like you have just rightly said now, is that we are not building infrastructures. We are not doing all the things that we need to do. We don't even know how this money is being expended. Those are the things that we should begin to interrogate. And there are checks and balances to interrogate them. One of them is the question you have asked me. One of it is the answer I'm trying to give you. The other one of it is, of course, the fact that I live in a local government area. Am I putting these people to task? My state legislator, my federal legislator, the minister, and the federal government itself, we must put their feet to fire, and we must continue to fire them at all force. Because if they don't do it well, they are the drivers. And if the driver that is going to be driving the vehicle we are going to be traveling in is incompetent or is a rogue, it's more than a corruption, like the former president says, it's a thief, and it steals us blind, then we become very impoverished.
So in other words, it's a two-way thing. As the people are paying the tax, then the government should be seen to be doing the right thing by building the infrastructure.
I will put it the other way. I think whoever says he wants to drive in must show me his driving license, must have demonstrated the fact that yes, he's driven before, yes, anything could happen to any other person. He must give that commitment by making sure that he can drive the vehicle. Now then I get into the car, and even if he can drive the vehicle and me getting into the car, there's still some questions. Why did you turn this way? Why did you traffic it? Continuous improvement. If you can show me the capacity that you can do that, you don't even sometimes need to come and be coercing me to be paying my tax. I will pay my tax, and I will convince Bolanle, and I will convince every other person, please let's go pay this. So this is what is going to happen to us. So it's double-way street.
Now,
we need trust and accountability and transparency. Because when you put all that in place, you don't need to make any advertisement for people to know that this is exactly where our money is going to be spent on.
Well
so
said.
That is one.
Well said. Now, sorry to cut you there, Dr. Aki.
That should not be the only source.
Okay, Mr. Aki.
Creatively speaking, there are quite a number of other things that we can do, and money will begin to rake in.
Okay, so I'd like to bring in the issue of the borrowing of the federal government here, because the government has continued to borrow despite successes recorded in the tax regime. Now, of course, we know that the current debt profile of the country is at about 38 trillion naira, even though the federal government under President Buhari says there's really nothing to worry about. But are you concerned about this?
Then I go back to the basics of your question. I have to be concerned if I do not see infrastructure, at least at the quantum. I'm not saying they are not there. At the quantum of what I expect, nobody will go to the bank. Well, you can't go to the bank now and say because you can speak very good English, which I consider you can speak, and say because of that, please give me money. The bank is going to ask you questions, okay? The good English that you are speaking, how is this beneficial? Show me. But I will show, yeah, I can speak good English, I can train broadcasters, I can be mentor to quite a number of young girls, I can go to so and so state. And now we are talking. We now put all that together and say, yes, because of this, you ask for 10 billion. Look, I will even give you 20 million. Because I'm convinced that whatever it is, whether it's a social investment, the returns are going to be there and measurable. In the Nigerian situation, the government is saying they are not concerned. You know, the government, they are saying they are not concerned. They are comparing our tax to GDP. How anybody should, well, naturally economists will look at that. But in terms of the kind of revenue base, we will be thinking of how do you repay? And if you cannot repay, it therefore means you just want to live your life, take as much as you want to take, and then leave the burden to generations unborn. Have you created the avenue for those generations unborn? And don't forget also, there are a lot of leakages in the system, a lot of corruption. I see situations where I am sitting down, voluntarily, you ask me to pay 5%, okay, now ask me to even pay 30%. I'll begin to ask you questions. I bought my own, drinking water bubble. I have to look for money to send my children to school who are, for the better part of it, out of school because of strikes and what have you. I cannot go to the hospital to go and take a jab. The whole world is under COVID. You are asking me to pay increased taxes when I am at the receiving end. Then I said, no, this is not right. But on the other side, you that is asking me to pay taxes, I see you living large. If one of the children of one of us wants to get married, to get to marriage, we all fly private jets there. Private jets that I know your own pocket cannot achieve. So that means that money is coming from a particular leakage. And you are now asking me to pay 30% to continue to fund such inefficiencies. It just is not working.
All right, so, Mr. Leke.
Because trust is not there, trust is not there, we don't trust them. They know we don't trust them. They will not be accountable.
Mr. Akinfatike, you talked earlier about widening the tax net. You talked earlier about widening the tax net. How do you suppose this is done, especially considering the fact that many of those who are defaulting in this regard are the powers that be?
Thank you very much. Then we go more of technology, and let me give it to government that yes, efforts are being made in that direction. There is this tax made initiative that has been on to now make it very easy in your bedroom, get social media, internet, fill your tax returns as honestly as you should, because the controlling authorities will always go back, check on you, and see that that is correctly done. That is all. Then we should not then go further than that, because quite a number of people are not as literate in the way and manner to use technology, and that is where people like you, with the little that you are doing on radio, can continue to educate people and tell them, look, Mama, Papa, you don't know how to do it. I can show you somebody who will be able to show. One of your children can show it to you. By so doing, you are widening the inclusion. Now go to the nooks and crannies of your markets. Go to the Ladipo market if you are in Lagos. Go to Ariaria market if you are in the east. Go to Gwalanda if you are in Abuja, and begin to speak local languages to these
Yes, you just talked about creating awareness. But in wrapping up, how would you rate this President Muhammad Buhari's tax regime and the different policies to boost revenue?
Now, Brother wants to put me under the bus. I'm not afraid to go under the bus. It doesn't matter to me. So, in rating him, I would say between 0 and 100%. I would say he has marginally done 25%, and that's a failure. There's more that can be done. Now, let me also put it in perspective. Is it better than what the ones previous to his office has done? It's a matter of just looking. Yeah, you remember the initiative to weed off ghost workers that started from the previous regime.
Mr. Akinfatuke, I'd like you to wrap up in 2 seconds.
And they have said, look, let's have the same point of collection and paying salaries and it's paying salaries to civil servants, a good initiative, but which, another subject is kicking again, so that we can plug the tax, the loopholes.
All right.
That, to my mind, makes it 25%. And if I really want me to rehack it and give a better mark, I will not give up to 30%.
Well, that's a fine place to leave it. Thank you so much for your take on the show this morning, Mr. Akinfatuke, Chartered Accountant. Thank you for being on Business Breakfast this morning, and have a great day.
Thank you very much, Bolale. Keep safe, and my regards to everybody, and Happy New Year in advance.
All right, still to come. You're still watching Business Breakfast live from our studio here in Lagos, Nigeria. After the break, we'll bring you stock market review. Please stay with us.
True unripe plantain flour is 100% natural flour gotten from the processing of unripe plantain. It contains no addictive and has a net content of 500 grams. True unripe plantain flour contains vitamin A, B6 and C. It is gluten-free and rich in calcium. Consuming true unripe plantain flour helps to build and strengthen stronger bones and can be a great meal for diabetic patients. It decreases your chances of constipation as it has a high fiber content and provides you with a low-fat diet. Here are some steps to prepare your true unripe plantain flour. Firstly, mix true unripe plantain flour with hot water in a pot and gradually add water till you achieve desired thickness. Place over medium heat and turn very well for 4 to 5 minutes to get the right texture. Mold into a ball and place in a bowl and allow to cool. Serve with your choice of soup. True unripe plantain flour can be eaten with any variety of soup, be it your ofe oha, ofe onugbu, begiri, ewedu, or your miyan kuka. To get your true unripe plantain flour, contact us at 12 Olowera Isheri Road by First Welder bus stop off Omole Phase 2, Olowera, Lagos, Nigeria, or call 070-6663-8213 or 081-6397-4447. Distributors are needed nationwide.
Oh boy, winning you was so easy.
I just couldn't stand those your powerful shots. That's what happened.
Thank you for staying with us. Now let's take a look at the stock market. A total of 7 companies delisted and 3 were listed on the Nigerian Exchange Limited (NGX) in 2021 amid expectation that the stock market might close the year positive. The stock market, before the 2-day public holiday to mark the Christmas celebration, in its year-till-date performance stood at 4.95%. However, out of the 7 delisted companies, the management of the exchange forcefully delisted 4, while 3 voluntarily delisted. Capital market analysts told management decision to delist and failure to comply with the post-listing requirement. The likes of Evans Medical PLC, Nigeria German Chemicals PLC, Rhodes Nigeria PLC, and Unique Diversified Holdings PLC were forcefully delisted from the market for not complying with post-listing requirement of promptly filling the result. Studio Press Nigeria Limited, Union Diagnostic and Clinical Services PLC, and 11 PLC voluntarily delisted from the exchange in 2021. And from the commodity markets, gold prices slipped from a 1-week high in thin trading on Tuesday as easing concerns over the Omicron coronavirus variant and strong U.S. retail sales data boosted risk appetite. Spot gold was down 0.1% at $1,809.68 per ounce by 0.457 GMT after hitting its highest since December 17 on Monday. U.S. gold futures were up 0.1% at $1,810.90. Managing partner at SPI Asset Management, Stephen Inn, stated that there is a lack of participation so any little nugget of cross-market correlation will make markets move. Asian shares gained, cruising in the slipstream of another record-setting day on Wall Street amid strong retail figures, while the safe haven yen lost ground as traders stayed in riskier currencies and asset classes like equities. Well, that's it on Business Breakfast today. A very big thank you to you for being a part of the show. I am Omobolanle Adeshui, and from all of us here, it's bye for now.
Christmas is the season dedicated to everything merry and bright. Between shopping, cooking, and planning all the cocktail parties in between, there is always so much to do in so little time, especially when it comes to shopping for holiday gifts that are unique and thoughtful. In case you're out of gift ideas, I am here to share some with you. 5 of them. 1. Food hampers. Tell you what, these are the easiest to get for loved ones. With Christmas in the air, you can be sure to get good deals. Get a hamper with snacks and they will be eating out of that for the rest of the month. Number 2. Electrical appliances, kitchen appliances, or household gadgets. Well, a new phone, a toaster, a new blender, an air conditioning unit, a generator, a rechargeable fan, or an electronic gas cooker is your best deal. 3. Clothes, shoes, and bags. Everyone needs new clothes no matter how rich they are. The important thing is to get your loved one what they like and what they will appreciate. I guess you already know what they will appreciate. And number 4 is perfumes. Now, giving someone perfume is a sign of affection. I mean, if that person doesn't mean so much to you, you shouldn't be considering a perfume as a gift for that person, okay? Well, with beautiful packaging and lovely scents, perfumes signal that the recipient is worth the expense. And at number 5, I'll say get what a person needs. Exactly. I mean, if you're close to this person, you know what this person needs or some things that this person desire. Get any of this for this person and he or she will be grateful. This is all I have for you. Just 5 of them. Pick any one you want and your loved ones will be happy this festive season.
There's a chance you've ignored this trend for the last few years or so because pajamas were for only bedtime and flu time, not daytime. Then during Milan Fashion Week, the stars of street style made PJs look completely normal. Pajamas have been evolving since 2012, gently through Celine, Jonathan Saunders to Topshop, H&M and M&S, and are now here to stay. The pajama dressing trend has been beloved by the fashion crowd for years, and with a little bit of inspiration, we can easily and sneakily incorporate loungewear into our everyday looks, and we highly doubt that anyone will notice either. Turn your pajama top into a button down. We've had a thing for Hawaiian shirts since binging Outer Banks, so an oversized button down from your favorite PJ set will create a similar vibe. Pair it with Bermuda shorts and chunky sandals for a laid-back vacation-like look. Play around with knots. Of course, if you want to wear your printed pajama shirt but not have it look so large and relaxed, you can always knot it or leave a few buttons unbuttoned, turning it into a crop top of some sort. Create a set of your own. Plaids, florals, stripes, brights. There are plenty of breezy pajama pants that are cute enough to work into your everyday outfit. If you are stumped on how to make them look more elevated, try something structured that features a similar color scheme, then finish things off with embellished slides. Replace your cutoffs with comfy shorts. Sateen and cotton pajama shorts can be just as versatile as your go-to denim pair, and depending on how you style them, can even look luxe. A crisp white button-down is a no-fail choice, but we are also big fans of pairing these bottoms with cardigans and polo shirts. Use your top as a sweater. A plain pajama top will add something extra to a simple, solid look. And if things get too steamy, it will look just as cute tied around your waist. Stick with a color theme. Wearing matching pajamas outside of the house was considered a faux pas in the past. But what's the difference between doing that and investing in cohorts or twin sets? If you plan on doing this, we dare you to fully commit. Style your PJs with shoes and a purse that are in the same family color, creating a pairing that's easy yet way too statement making to ever come off sleepy looking.